last week the toys all came out.
That's right.
Right after we did our show.
Force Friday was on Thursday night at 9 p.m. here, which was pretty awesome for me because I had finished this show for the week. There we go. I had finished all my adult responsibilities. I don't have adult responsibilities.
What did I knock over back here?
You lost a head. And you know, it was cool. I was sitting there on my laptop in my apartment, and I went online and I bought some toys.
What'd you get? Whip them out.
So I got. Speaking of First Order, I got the First Order Stormtrooper Black Series, which you and I went to Star Wars Celebration, and we were really geeked out about these toys because they were like very special edition, and they were selling for like $100 on eBay. All the Comic-Con stuff's really expensive. I bought Finn, who I really love. I like him as a character. I think as a figure, he's just sort of like a dude. But I like him a lot because he dresses like if a 90s rapper was in Star Wars. Like, he's got these dope Adidas on. He's got these like kind of cool jeans that he bought from like the Against All Odds at the mall. And he's got this, like, I wear jackets like this. So I really like this character. And these guys are really posable. They're the 6-inch figures. I like him a lot. But Max, you didn't really buy anything because you're not a big fan of 6-inch figures. You're a 4-inch guy, right?
So here's the weird thing. That's a really awful way of phrasing that, but
you're a 4-inch guy.
So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Like I've collected a lot of toys.
Yep.
Even when I didn't have the money to buy them, I kind of obsessed. I would read, these Star Wars collecting sites, and I'd kind of just track everything that's
You got
coming
like
out.
Toy Fair magazine and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
totally. I got an image here of the kind of, this is the basic like 4-inch figure line that we're seeing. Handful of them right here. There we go.
There we go.
They don't look so great. Like, we've kind of got one here on this speeder. The action figures that come packed in with vehicles are always a little bit chintzy. They're not like proper release figures, but I'm not really fond of any of these.
Yeah.
They're a kind of a massive step backwards. As you can see, like, this is, like, they've got these weird straight legs. There's not a whole lot of paint operations going on here. Let's have like a little history lesson in Star Wars and what the importance of the 4-inch figure is.
Sure.
You can take a quick nap if that sounds good to you.
No, I want to pop off with a real quick note from Desky Fam on Twitch, which I think will help drive your conversation here. He says, what is the point of you guys getting the toys? You're adults. Will you actually play with them, or will they just sit there on your desk?
Okay,
like,
well, you can see some of the stuff
right?
that, yeah.
A little both.
I don't know. It's
like I'm not going to be
them.
like, yeah, they're fighting, but like, I'm going to pose them. I'm going to like create little fictitious scenarios in my head where they're meeting for the first time.
So let's get these guys out of here. Stop that. Okay. Star Wars. A lot of people don't realize this. Star Wars is massively influential in the world of toys, just as a thing, because in 1977, Kenner basically kind of revolutionized the way action figures are made by making 4-inch figures.
Yeah.
These were, like, Star Wars was the first series of 4-inch figures to really take off. And since then, we've gotten, G.I. Joes, and it was just, think of everything that's been in that scale. It's been that size. And they're great because they're affordable, At that size, they're smaller. Little kids can carry them around. You can get a whole lot of them and fit them in a big box. I kind of grew up in the 90s, so I had kind of the modernized version.
Yeah.
These ran from 1977 to 1985. They had a series of toys for every movie. They had, A New Hope and Empire and Jedi. And then they had a series called Power of the Force, which kind of rounded up a bunch of weird aliens. And then we got Power of the Force 2, which was started up in 1995 when we started getting close to the special editions. And this is all right. It was fun. And they gradually started kind of iterating on it. And as kind of we went through the prequels, they started really changing the way the figures were made. Mm-hmm. This is from the Vintage Original Trilogy collection, and it's got a whole lot of articulation. He's got ball-jointed knees, ankles, a lot of posability, and like a ton of detail. Like they really, look at the difference between these two.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a matter of, I don't know, what, 20 years, something like that.
And what about price? Are they kind of similar?
So, I mean, if you scale for inflation, these, I don't know what they were. They were like $3 in the 70s, 80s. Here's another one. This is kind of the most recent Boba Fett they've done in this scale that's has the detail to it. They've got one that, like the Force Awakens figures, has, like, let's compare these. This guy's got ball-jointed everything. She's got little weird bendy legs that kind of sort of do stuff. Like, I don't really like that posing.
Yeah.
The paint operations, it's a pretty clear, step backwards.
Yeah, I was actually going to add to that. The one thing you're not really picking up in this camera right now is how great the paint looks on these older figures.
Yeah.
These actually look pretty good from a distance, and this is why it's easy to buy them on Amazon and be like, this is a really cool toy. their paint job isn't even that great, and especially the Black Series. I was a little
Yeah.
bummed out about that too.
So-
like this is just a 2-color figure.
So
and,
here's the thing.
You know, the paint quality is all over the place.
What happened recently, a couple years ago, Hasbro introduced the Black Series, which is basically the more collector-oriented line, and they're all in 6-inch scale, which I'm totally not into because as I've first of all, ignoring the fact that this series has always been in this scale,
Yep.
I've grown up, you know, with this size figure, and it's like I have toys that I want to get all my dudes together and have them hang out, and suddenly they're just like, yeah, we're gonna start doing, you know, the collector aim stuff is this size,
Yep.
and like, I'm not feeling it because here's the thing, like they've sort of experimented with the different scales. This was the
There are so many
Star
Boba Fetts
Wars
on this set right
Unleashed.
now.
And these were like these statues. This is kind of to compete with like the McFarlane Toys type
Yep.
stuff. As a somewhat adult, if I want like, you know, high-end collector stuff, I can, you know, shell out for a nice 12-inch Sideshow or Hot Toys.
Yep.
And
this
if I
thumb
want,
move?
you know, something kind of hokey, I can get one of these Jakks Pacific ones. But really, and this is such a dumb baby complaint. I just want the 4-inch figures to kind of like maintain the quality they were at. There's a lot of reasons that's not happening.
You know what I want? I want this Toy Story movie, where it's just like 100 different Boba Fetts.
You need the Hot Wheels too.
That's how they get around.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know.
Okay, you have a problem.
I cover my desk with Boba Fett's. Why do I
All
buy
right,
toys?
so Max is holding off on buying some new Star Wars
Yeah.
toys for now.
I guess,
I'm not. I'm all in. I'm a big fan of this guy right here, this little BB-8 that we got. Adorable. He's got a little magnetic head. I just love this thing. This is actually, Max, you want to pull up the BB-8 we made?
His head fell off. Both of them have
Just-
a problem
it's
with
true
the
to real
heads
life. So this is the Sphero BB-8. He's $150. You probably saw commercials for this everywhere. Now this is the BB-8 that we made. I want to say.
So here's a pretty. This is a good way to tell if your BB-8 is a bootleg.
He's
Great
doing
way-
that scene from the movie where he tilts behind the doorway.
Yeah, like a great indication is if if one of them is made out of a volleyball, it might
Yep.
not be an official licensed property. However, both of them do have that head problem.
There we
We
go.
were just
Here we are playing with toys as adults. Goodbye. So
You got a real one.
that's the Sphero
Ew,
BB-8.
there's
He's
bugs
awesome.
on it.
What?
yeah, there's bugs on it. That's disgusting.
That is really
Why
gross.
is it, like,
We
the
went
real-
on Twitter and we asked, would you rather have large or small action figures? Eric says, small so you can have a lot more on display in your room or wherever you put them. Emperor Grunfield says, large, big enough to hug. That's good to know. Max, we've talked enough about Star Wars. You're doing that right,
Yep.
right through there.